Good afternoon and happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces, guys. All day today has felt like Sunday to me. I actually ended up not waking up super early. I was up at about like 9 o'clock. And we were planning on going to the grocery stores this morning. And then I was like, well, I got up late, and I was like, I'll just go tomorrow. And then my dad was like, no, I want to go today because there's stuff that I want to get done for tomorrow and all this and stuff like that. So then I was like, okay, fine, we can go today. So we didn't end up going to the grocery store until like sometime around like 10:30 or something like that, by the time we finally decided like, okay, we're gonna go. Because my dad wanted to like get stuff done outside today, but he wanted to go to the grocery store today so that he can do whatever he needs to do to like get ready for work tomorrow. And so he was like, well, I can stay out, like, you know, and that he could, you know, stay up as late as he wants to tonight, but then tomorrow obviously like he has to go to bed early and stuff like that because he has work the next day. And so he was like, you know, if I can get stuff done, you know, even if we go late to the grocery store, I can still stay up late and like get stuff done outside, or, you know, do this or that or whatever, get a project done or whatever outside, and it might take longer, but then he can just like relax and stay up later tonight or something like that, or, you know, whatever. I wasn't really thrilled about the idea of going today, just because normally when we go to the grocery stores later, like really any time after 10 o'clock, pretty much any time like after, like if we leave at like 9 o'clock or earlier, we're normally good. Anytime pretty much after that is normally the grocery stores are super busy and packed, and the lines take forever and stuff like that. Honestly, I feel like we got pretty lucky because most of the lines, like, we didn't really get caught with like a line that had like more than like 3 people in it at either of the 3 stores we ended up going to. We're still like a lot of people, and honestly I feel like when you have to maneuver around like people and stuff like that, like when there's just like I think it was not last week, because last week I think we went out Friday to the grocery stores maybe or something like that. I think maybe it was like 2 weeks ago or something, that we ended up going to, what's it called, to the grocery stores on Saturday, and Jack went with. And so since we went so early in the morning, in the produce section of Valley Produce, which is normally totally packed, there was maybe all of 5 people. Normally there's like 20 plus people in there like any other time during the day, but because we went so early, there were such few people there. It was like amazing and lovely, and like I didn't have to worry about like maneuvering the cart around people. Today it was kind of a pain, but normally the reason that it winds up being an even worse pain is because like my dad will wind up going to the deli section to like go and get whatever deli stuff we're getting from Valley Produce. And again, there's normally a ton of people in the produce section, so when I start, I'll go, and that's normally the first like spot that I'll hit up or whatever, and I'll go and grab whatever produce we need and stuff like that, whatever's on sale. And when I'm trying to maneuver the cart through 20 people by myself, it's normally like a complete and utter pain. And like today, if I would have been by myself, it would have been, but my dad didn't have to get anything from the deli section, so it was pretty fast. But when I'm by myself and like don't have somebody else that like can push the cart, well, like, you know, like if Jack were with me or something like that and he pushes the cart and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go run up ahead and grab, you know, because maybe like he can't maneuver through the section, or it might take a few minutes because somebody else is like grabbing their produce or whatever and putting it in a bag, you know, it like takes a while. And so I might just like weave my way through by myself, just up to like go grab like whatever I'm getting and then come back to the cart wherever like Jack was, so then we can just kind of get out of there through there. But when I'm, like I said, by myself and I have to push the cart, and I have to like either try and get through people with the cart, or I have to like wait for somebody to finish bagging whatever they're bagging, then when they're done, then I can get around, because normally it's like two people are in like 2 sides, you know, on one side and then also on the other side, so you can't get through if somebody stopped to put their stuff in like, you know, a bag or whatever, and then there's somebody on the other side coming from this way. So it's normally, like I said, that winds up probably taking the longest, like by far, is like grabbing all the produce stuff. The rest of the grocery shopping is normally pretty fast, but the produce just always seems like it takes forever to go and grab. And like I said, when I'm by myself, it takes even longer and it's even more of a pain, especially if we end up going later when there's a lot of people in the store. If we go really early, then I don't have so much of a problem, and like, you know, it's not that big of a deal. But today I guess that's kind of why it worked out. The same thing too with Caputo's, but like there's normally a lot of people, but normally, like again too, it'll kind of just be like where my dad will just kind of hang back with the cart. I'll go ahead and grab, you know, go up in front or whatever, grab what I need, and then come back to the cart and put it in the cart instead of having to again try and maneuver the cart like through all of the people and everything like that. But my dad normally doesn't wind up getting anything like at the deli or whatever by himself, and the reason he goes to the deli section by himself is because he goes and waits in line, because normally the line is like 5 minutes or longer. Sometimes it can wind up being like 10 or 15. Sometimes I can grab all the rest of the stuff we need in the grocery store, come to the deli section, my dad's just picking like, you know, whatever we wind up getting. So that's why grocery shopping takes a really long time. Like, it's not that crazy bad, but it can be. Those two stores are super popular apparently in that area, and they get really busy, like really busy. It's weird because like when I go to like our like Jewel, which is the only other, honestly, in our town, there's Aldi and Jewel. That's really kind of it. As far as like big chain stores that they have, and then we have like a Walmart and a Target that are just like right on the border of the town, kind of, I guess. But again, like as far as like grocery stores go and like close, like local, you know, more in like the neighborhood areas, we have those two big grocery stores. The Jewel is busy. The checkout lines always seem like they're like totally backed up, like they never seem like they have enough people working. But as far as like the like produce section or like any other like grocery portion of like the grocery shopping at the store, or even the deli too, like the deli section, sometimes there might be one or two other people there. Like there's really not, like, you know, you rarely ever have to take a number, I feel like, at that store. And I don't know if it's just because we go at the off hour or something like that, but at that Jewel, it seems like it's like never super busy. It just seems like everybody's always checking out at the same time. But we haven't really shopped at like, or like done a lot of grocery shopping at Jewel in a while, especially ours. Our Aldi's always busy, but they don't have like a deli and stuff like that. And the produce section is normally kind of sort of bad, but it's like the main aisle, you know, at Aldi, so that's why it's like everybody gets filtered into that section pretty much. So yeah, that's why, guys, I don't like going grocery shopping when we go late, because then the stores are just so totally busy. But when we go real early in the morning and there's hardly any people, then it doesn't take long. Like, we could be done grocery shopping in like maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours. But like today, it took us like 2+ hours to just go to 3 stores, which is like normally doesn't wind up taking that long. And since we hit them all up at the same time, the Valley Produce, Caputo's, and Aldi are all right in the same area, so I save tons of money buying my produce there. It's not like I'm like it's a big deal, like, you know, spending money on gas and stuff like that. I think we wind up saving way more with the amount of food that we wind up getting, and like even with their sales and stuff like that, than like we do if we were to just go to one grocery store, or like 2 that are closer to us. Like if we just were to shop at Jewel and Aldi, I don't think we'd get as much or as many deals and stuff like that and save as much money as we do when we shop at those 3 stores specifically. Although Jewel, I feel like, is a little bit better, because sometimes they will have like, they have, I think, more sales than the other 2 stores, and sometimes their sales might be a little bit better. But I feel like because Valley Produce and Caputo's are international markets, which is what they're like, Jewel's like a grocery store and they're like international markets, and they're also a lot more like produce oriented. I feel like they have a lot more stuff that's like unique and like more things that like I would actually buy. And like Jewel, it's like, oh, they have a sale on chips, or they have a sale on, you know, like name brand stuff. And like Valley Produce and Caputo's don't have that so much, but they'll have like bulk, or like, you know, other types of things that like are, I think, I don't want to say healthier, but like, you know, things that are more like from scratch kind of stuff. Like, because I think it's an international market, that's kind of their focus more, is like on things that you'd be making from scratch. And not necessarily that, because they will have sometimes deals and sales on like name brand stuff, but a lot of times the stuff that I get is like things that are not as like commonplace, I guess, or like, again, the name brand stuff. So that's why I like shopping at those 2 stores, I think, more. But again, like if we were like, oh, we want to get Danimals, or we want to get like some type of chips or something like that, again, every once in a while they might have like some deal or whatever, but Jewel seems like they like consistently have that kind of stuff like on sale. and like at a much cheaper price than what we'd wind up paying at like a different store. But anyways, guys, that's on like a whole different topic. But they did have sales at both stores on what's it called, pasta sauce, and also on salsa. So I ended up making actually 6 freezer dinners, and Caputo's had chicken breast on sale. So I ended up getting 6 chicken breast. I made 6 freezer dinners. I did 4 pasta freezer dinners. I just did a jar and a half of pasta sauce with the chicken breast in there, and I'll cook that in the slow cooker. And I did 4 of those, and then I did 2 salsa chickens, which is just literally salsa and chicken, and again, I'll cook that in the slow cooker. We'll do that for like tacos or like chips and stuff like that, like with tortilla chips, or we'll do it as tacos, burritos, or something like that. Matthew and Jack normally wind up eating it more as like a dip, kind of, with like chicken in it. Like they would like salsa with chicken though. And then with the pasta sauce, I'll just cook the pasta separately and add it to the chicken and the pasta sauce that cooks in the slow cooker. So I made 6 of those today because I really didn't want to put the chicken breast in the fridge and leave it in there for like a day or two, because I was like, honestly, our refrigerator is full, especially since it's summer. We put a lot more drinks in the fridge, so the fridge is a lot more packed right now. And we also have like watermelon cut up in the fridge and like other kinds of stuff like that that's big and bulky. So I didn't want to put that stuff in there. I was like, you know what, let's just get this done. I honestly probably got it all finished up in like less than 20 minutes. It was probably like 15 or so. So those got done for today. I did do that. But as far as really anything else for today, I didn't do a whole too much. My dad ended up actually, he's kind of cleaning out and reorganizing the garage, I guess. And was like also cleaning up some of the driveway. Had like some stuff, there was some wood that needed to be chopped up that was in the driveway, and we had some other logs that were in the yard that needed to be chopped up. And then also too, we had our what's it called? Oh, he had the corn stalk from last year that was still in our driveway, and it was actually behind our old car, and I was like, it had moved around a lot. It was actually in our old flower bed or vegetable garden. Then when we got rid of that and put the new vegetable garden in, keep wanting to say flower bed, we put that in this year. My dad moved it then to the driveway, and it's been sitting there, and I was like, you know what, let's put this in the composter because it can be composted down. So I ended up throwing that in there. Other than that, I really didn't get to a whole lot else today. I really was kind of lazy as far as today goes. I didn't really get to any laundry or dishes, but I did go grocery shopping, got all that stuff done, and then also did the freezer dinners, which again is nice because I don't have to worry about doing them on a different day. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed because I'd like to go to bed a little bit earlier because I'd like to get up early. I honestly want to try and get to maybe doing like weeding a flower bed tomorrow, since I only have like really 2 to 3 flower beds that kind of need to be weeded as of like recently, that are kind of looking sort of bad. I really want to do the one in the front, and it probably won't take me that long. The problem is that it looks like it's actually supposed to thunderstorm tomorrow. So if I can get up early enough and it's not thunderstorming and it doesn't like start like tonight, then I might try and get to that tomorrow, like if I can get up early in the morning. So hopefully that would be the goal. But I think I told you guys too, I'm like, I feel like I get more stuff done and I feel more awake when I wake up earlier, and like versus like when today, like I slept in until like almost 10 o'clock, or I was in bed until almost 10 o'clock today and didn't get up until then, and I feel like I didn't get like a lot of stuff done. Whereas when I'm up earlier, I get more stuff done. I feel more productive, which it's funny though, guys, because like probably 6 months ago I would have been like, anything to get up at 9 o'clock would have been amazing. I would have been like, wow, I can get so much stuff done. I'm up so early, 9 o'clock so early. But now that because we're babysitting and we're up at 7 o'clock in the morning, like 9 o'clock feels so late right now, and I'm like, 9 o'clock is sleeping in. Whereas like again, probably like back in November or so, I was going to bed at like probably 7 o'clock in the morning and waking up at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Like I don't even know, it was just like crazy. Like I was sleeping during the day and awake like all night long. and my nights and days were completely flipped around, and I was like, I would give anything to be up at 9 o'clock and asleep by like, you know, midnight or so. But yeah, now that I am and like up at 7, 9 o'clock feels like super late, and I'm like, I need to like be going to bed earlier tonight to try and get up, because I didn't actually go to bed that late last night. I think I was just kind of tired, but I feel more tired when I wind up actually getting more sleep, like versus when I have to wake up early because we have to get up and go somewhere. So anyways though guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's vlog, make sure you guys give it a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.